Hey friends, happy Friday. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. I hope that you guys had a wonderful holiday with your loved ones. And as promised, I go live Monday through Friday. Yesterday was a day off, but here I am today and I want to share with you guys something beautiful. We're going to call this video $1 billion Mindset. We're going to be talking about, not only the personal development and the mindset stuff that I usually give you guys, but we're going to go a little bit into entrepreneurship. We're going to go a little bit into um one of the biggest crises that we have in America, in the world, where people working 40 hours a week for 40 years to in the end get what? you know this model's not working. Other things that are important to note is people going to college. The biggest debt that we have in the trillions, it's student loans. It's not credit card, it's student loans. It's a huge debt. And college salaries, or college, the reward of going to college and, career and students, the money that they're earning has actually been going down over the years. So how is it that we're making less money by going to school, but then again student loans and that debt has skyrocketed? So is this all working out? Right? Is this all working out? So let's go a little bit into the American dream. Let's go a little bit into what our parents taught us and what we have heard our whole life as children, and our whole view and concept of money. Okay, so a lot of talk about, but we're gonna make it really short and we can talk about this in some other videos. I'm not in a rush to share with you everything I know, everything I got all at once. I'm not in a rush to tell you everything because that's not gonna work out. So let's just talk a little bit about the way that we look at money, the way that we look at life, the way that we look at work. So is being your own boss, um, or having your own business, or being an entrepreneur, is all of that for everyone, right? Number one, I think that you will never know until you try, right? I was My wife was just telling me, she's listening to a podcast. I gotta catch up with it, but she was telling me that they were talking about, well, you know what? Not everybody's meant for that. Not everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur, do business. Not everybody is meant to be a network marketer, be their own boss. Some people are meant to be employees. They're just wonderful, great employees, right? And that goes into my head, and it bothers me a little bit in a way, because I want everybody to be able to be the best version of themselves. But that is okay. That is the way life is. That is the way the system works. That if we don't have every single person out there to perform all these tasks to make life possible for us, you know, how will we be able to live, right? And that goes along in line with being thankful, being grateful. Like sometimes when I tell my kids, we sometimes go through a drive-through, we're gonna get something to eat, and I'm like, man, do we know all of the things that, all of the steps, all of the people involved in making that food happen for you? Have to be grateful. From the farmers to the processing, who's picking the fruit or the vegetables, who's putting it in boxes, who's transporting it, who's preparing it, cooking it for you, who's distributing that, and the fact that who built this place for us to go and eat there, right? There's so many reasons to be grateful in life. There's so many steps. And it equals a lot of labor, a lot of force, a lot of human beings, a lot of people working together to make this happen. How did we get the product to your hands to nourish you? And it took so many different steps. That's something wonderful. That's beautiful. That's how we work, right? That's how the world works. So yes, not everybody is meant to do the same thing. Not everybody it's meant to be a teacher, because then we wouldn't have any students. Not everybody is meant to be a carpenter, and not everybody is meant to be a librarian. Not everybody is meant to be a mechanic. Not everybody is meant to be a business person, or a postal office worker, a customer service agent, somebody who works in retail. Not everybody is meant for the restaurant business. That I know for sure. So I talked to you guys a lot about that self-love and value and acting purposely and finding out who we are, discovering who we are meant to be. If you guys have been interested in doing your own business, if you always had a hunger or a hustle to you, if you always wanted to know what entrepreneur being an entrepreneur is like, or if recently, especially because of the pandemic, during this pandemic times, you guys have been able to find a way to work from home. You thought about doing something else, right? Or you got into investing, you started buying crypto, things that are so common nowadays that everybody's like, getting their feet wet in something else other than just working for someone else, right? We all found out that if you were laid off, furlough, fired, terminated, whatever, you received unemployment, whatever happened during this time, you were able to like, wow, like life was different. We weren't traveling as much. We were spending more time at home or with the family. We started changing our life. Our routines changed, and we started maybe doing something else for money. Many people did. So that being said, is there's a statistic, and it's probably a little bit outdated, but it used to be 70% of Americans want to be their own boss, but they don't know how, right? And that's where I come in. I'm very open, I'm very sincere, I'm very honest, and I'm not gonna tell you, come with me, I'll show you the way, or do what I do, because not everything is for anybody, right? But you do have to be open. I do not like turning down opportunities. I like listening to people when they present me something. I like doing my research and looking into things. I like giving it the time that it deserves. It could be a day, it could be an hour, it could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, watch a video, listen to this. Let me have a conversation with you. Hey, the more people you get to know in life, the better, right? So, like, all of these things are super important, that we remember that no matter how busy we are, no matter what our priority list is, no matter what our to-do list is, no matter how busy you are with your job, with your family and everything, if someone comes to you and says, hey friend, I have a business, or I have an opportunity, or I have something magical to share with you, I have something that changed my life, do you have 5 minutes, 10 minutes of your time so I can tell you about it? If I were you, I would say yes. Let's schedule it, let's organize it, let's talk about it when it doesn't conflict with my schedule, just so you can hear and learn. And you never know. Maybe you'll be like, you know what, this is not really for me, but I think I know the person. And then you can share that. Why? Because we need to be open to opportunity. It goes back to something I say all the time. We pray and pray and pray, and we ask God for guidance. We ask God for opportunities. We ask God for money specifically. God is not going to show up and just drop money in front of you. You're not just going to step outside your door and find and find tons of bills all over the place. No, no, you're not. What's going to happen? Someone's going to knock your door. A credit card's going to come in. A loan opportunity, a new job, overtime, extra hours, a new offer, an extra job, a second job, a business. You never know how the opportunity in which God is going to bless you is going to come about. So you always have to be ready, prepared, and open. And that's actually a really good prayer, a meditation, or an affirmation to say. It could be like, I am ready for new opportunities. I am open to new opportunities. I welcome new opportunities. God, give me the intelligence, give me the ability, the wisdom to listen to these new opportunities, and to hear people out at least. We should be asking for opportunities. We usually ask for money. We ask for things that are very specific, which is good. Your goals have to be specific. I know what I want. But when you're asking God those things, it's like they're going to come in a certain form or way. And when we don't see them as actual physical cash, we're like, we don't believe God's helping us. But no, hey, I send you your cousin, or I send you a friend, or someone else offer you this, my son. Didn't you pay attention when they offered you an opportunity? But guess what? You didn't have 5 minutes or 10 minutes to listen to them. So no, you don't get extra money because you didn't listen to the opportunity. That's how God works. That's how life works. Opportunities come and knock on our doors. We just have to be able to embrace them. Get organized, schedule it, figure it out when you have time to listen to this person, and be open. So that's my opinion when it comes to that. Step one is entrepreneurism, or building your own business, or making money from home. Is that for everybody? No, it's not for everybody. No, it's not. Number two, how would you find out? Well, you have to give it a shot, meaning that you have to at least listen to those people offering you opportunities so you can figure it out. Very simple. Okay. Now, what are some of the signs that it's time for you to do that? Or what are some of the signs that are pretty obvious that you should be doing that? If you are willing, if you are coachable, if you're hungry, those are three really good signs. Super important to be coachable, because again, when someone's going to introduce you to an opportunity, that you're going to let yourself be guided, through this situation. Another thing is that, we feel vulnerable. We feel like we're Yeah, we feel vulnerable. We feel like we're putting ourselves at risk. Everything in life is a risk. Everything in life is a risk. And if you don't take risk, or you run away from taking risk and making, investments, then you're not going to be able to do more than what you're doing, right? So remember that, yes, there's always a risk, but that's why you have to look into things, study the situation, follow your gut, understand everything. Like, okay, what am I getting myself into? How can I do it right? Another good sign is that you've tried multiple businesses, but they haven't worked out for you. So you have to figure out what was wrong. Was it your mindset? Was it the actual business? Was it the person that introduced you to the business? What happened? What went wrong? You have to analyze that. Don't close your doors to business if you've had bad experiences because of people. It's like if you close yourself to God or religion because you went to a certain church and people were not right there. That one person that screwed you up, it doesn't describe what the whole world is made of. So a lot of times it's our fault. It's our mindset. It's the business. Maybe I explained this to you guys before. There's so many great businesses out there. You have to find what fits you. Who are you? So that's why we all go back into your mindset and your personal development, who you are, your identity. Because if you're like extremely into sports and fitness and growth and health, then maybe you should stick to that environment, to that category of companies and businesses. But if you are into financial markets and trading and economics and finances and things like that, and you're a little bit knowledgeable, you have a business degree, maybe you were going to school for that, or you just love money, like maybe you should look into that. There's so many categories within that, right? So you have to find businesses that describe who you are, that go with who you are. You're crafty. There's so many businesses out there, so many ways, and there's so many different steps how you can start building yourself, whether it is building your website, having everything, a name, your brand, your ideals, what it is that you want to do, your email, your contact information, a place for people to see your catalog, a way to reach out to them, right? There's information and there's steps and tools for all of this. The problem is that we don't know that. And when we start, a lot of times we don't have the right guidance. So we fail because we're not doing things the right way. So it's super important to really find out what is going to be the best way for you to be successful. And what you need to do that is you need to follow, look into, and reach out to or study the people who are successful doing what you're trying to do. You want to be an architect? What are some of the most successful architects? Let's review their work, right? You're a designer. What are some of the best designers? Let's take a look at their work, right? What are some of the best fitness coaches or the best products out there with the best results? What information can you find? Do some research, immerse yourself in what you're trying to do so you can see who does it best and how you can learn from them. We all need a mentor, we all need a coach, we all need a guide. Go to the best. Very simple. The good news is that, yes, all these people who are the best, they sell courses and they sell information, and sometimes it's expensive. But guess what? Before you start by going into the courses and purchasing stuff, why don't you start reviewing all the free information they have, which I promise you is going to be tons on YouTube and podcasts, wherever you find them, whatever store. There's so much information out there. Get a book, start easy. And once you're in there, you're in the right field and you're in the right thing and you got a groove going on, then you can continue investing in yourself. And yes, investing in your education to better yourself in business is super important. Investing in becoming a better version of yourself, it's super important. Like, so yeah, it's important to invest in education. We do it. My household does it. My wife does it. She spent a couple of thousand this year in education. So there's absolutely nothing with that. I bought my ticket for GoPro in December for network marketing, $200. A lot of information, right? I bought books. I bought book the other day, $15. Okay. All these little pieces of information, all these investments that we make, they're going to make you better at doing what it is that you're trying to do. So that's the best thing you can do, to invest in yourself, right? As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, student debt has been growing over the years, while the students are making less and less money in their respective jobs. That doesn't make sense. There has to be another way. What about if you think about, okay, the American dream the American dream, what that was for our parents. What was that? Right? Working 40 hours a week. Oh man, I want to get my 40 hours, right? For what? 40 years? What happens then? Are you going to get double what you made in work? No. Are you going to get what you used to make at work? No. Are you going to get less? Yes. Maybe half, maybe three quarters. I don't know. Is that really what you want for you? Is that the legacy? Is that the inheritance that you want to leave to your children and your future generations? Absolutely not. Is that what you want to be remembered for? He was a hardworking person. He worked like a fool as an employee for 40 years, 40 hours a week, to be able to be off maybe 1 week or 2 weeks a year, and had no money to take no vacation. So he took a staycation, right? Stay vacation. Stay at home for 2 weeks. Time off from work, but you can't really travel anywhere because you barely make enough money to survive. Because rent is expensive, TVs are expensive, cars are expensive, streaming services, everything, our iPhone, everything that you want in life that is our life now, everything that is pushed to you by society, or everything that is pushed to you by different streams and different ways, and it's just the life we live. We want the comfort, right? You want to be relevant in society. You want to be able to get along with others, right? You want to reach out to others. Some people really don't care. They don't buy into that. Some people do, right? So think about that. Everything costs money. Now, rich people don't look at the price tag of things. They look at the value. What is it that they're getting back? When you want to buy something, you don't always got to think of the price. You got to think of what you're getting back. What value are you getting back from what you're purchasing? That's gonna help you make the decision whether buying this is worth it, right? I try to explain this to my kids all the time. It's not about being able to afford something or not, or is expensive or not. Are you getting the best for your buck? The value. What value? Is it good? Good quality? Is it gonna last long? Is it gonna be a great deal? Right? Same thing with real estate. Sometimes, people think of like when it's a good time to buy and a good time to sell. Getting a good deal is irrelevant when it's a good time and a good time to sell, a good time to buy, right? One market are we living right now is a seller's market. Okay, but if somebody comes up with a really great deal, just because it's a seller's market, I'm not going to buy? No. If you think it's a good investment and you see that there's future in this property and this is a great investment you need to make, it doesn't matter if right now is the time to sell. You're going to buy that. Okay? So we need to start thinking long term because eventually you're going to retire. We need to start thinking long term because eventually you're going to be tired of working. Or what happens if you get an illness or something happens, or COVID, right? Pandemics, right? So you need to have backup plan. If you ever want to stop being broke or you want to make real good money, you're going to have more than one income. You can never just rely on one income. You need to start building your business now. So let's go back now into building business. Let's say we agree that, okay, you know what, you're right. I want to be my own boss. I want to have my own business. What can I do? Are you going to rent a place to your establishment to have your business, right? Are you going to pay employees? Are you going to pay taxes? Are you going to pay rent for this place? Are you going to pay maintenance for this place? Are you going to pay fees for this place? It is so hard to deal with brick and mortar, meaning like building a place, renting a place. And what if your business doesn't take off and you don't have money for rent, and then you lose everything else that you have? So when making an investment and getting into business, you have to be really smart and intelligent about how you're going to operate. Obviously, if you're trying to put a salon and you need a physical location, that may be a little bit different. But if your business you can do online, from home, from anywhere, right? Why not? Why not? Right? People who do nails from home, people who sell makeup, people who sell clothes from home, people who do craft and they sell it, right? So you need things like an email, a website, the catalog, some designs, a couple of apps. Start building who you are. Figure out what you want to do. Figure out what the name of your brand is. Those are all things that are free, but they take their time. You got to get into it. That's where I'm telling you to look for that information and start learning, right? So, there's so many companies out there that you can work with. How does network marketing work? Well, network marketing is this company who has these products, and instead of like selling them at the stores, they hire people, or they bring on people, they recruit people to do the selling for them, and they give them a percentage of the gains. They give them commission for doing what they're doing. Now, what do I have to do as a network marketer? I don't have to buy any product. All I have to do is network with people, offer them the opportunity. If they want it, yes. If they don't want it, great. And I move on to the next, and to the next, and to the next. And I consistently build my brand, build myself, build my knowledge, and meet new people and help people with my product, with my services. So my company gives me a website all ready, all perfect, ready to go. So I don't have to pay for a website. It's all professionally done. All the material, all the topics, all the information that I need. I don't need to create anything new if I don't want to. It's already there. All the domains, all the links, everything you can think of. Now I have to work on myself. How am I going to become a better marketer or a better business person? How am I going to take this business to different people? Do I need business cards? Do I need flyers? Do I need to make events? Do I need to go live on Facebook? Do I need to reach out to people on Messenger? Do I need to communicate this to my friends and family? There's steps for all of that. And what do? I learn from the best. I pay courses to learn from the best. I look at the free courses from the best. I associate with other network marketers. I learn from my wife. I learn from her leaders. I learn from everybody around me. I learn from my leaders. I look into the company information. I understand what the product is and how it works. I get into it. I study part-time. Guess why? Because I have a full-time job. I work 50 hours a week. I work 10 hours a day. I am a salary person who makes a good salary, right? We're not middle class. We're above middle class. I make good money. I'm happy with that because it's helping me build my business. I have that plan B. That plan B is my business, right? And at the same time, I love to invest. So I can also invest. And that also took some learning. Started doing it a couple years ago, and I got really into it, and I got into learning. So I can see a pattern. And somebody tells me, oh, I'm just buying Bitcoin blindly and good luck. No, I actually look at the chart and I can see like, okay, maybe right now it's a good time to buy. Maybe right now it's a good time to sell, or maybe I'm just going to hold. Whatever your technique is going to be, but at least I know what I'm doing because I already learned. I already started, what do you call it? Looking into courses, looking into information, absorbed all this free information from different mentors, different people who are successful, who know what they're talking about. So that way I can do it myself, right? Because what happens is that if you're putting your money on someone else, you're putting your livelihood, you're putting your security, you're putting who you are on someone else, right? So it's super important for us to think outside the box and to figure out what it is that we can do to have that security for ourselves so we can have a better future. And it all starts with finding out who we are. We go back full circle into identity. We go back full circle into, finding out what it is that we love, what are the things that we like, what it is that we would like to learn. Those are all the early steps of finding out what's going to be a good fit for you. So just to recap everything we talked about so far, it's entrepreneurism or having your own business or being your own boss for everybody? No, it's not. It says that 70% of Americans want to be their own boss, but they don't know how. So maybe you're one of those 70%, right? Now, if it's not for anybody, you will never know until you try or figure it out or look into it. So I always say, be open to opportunities. The opportunities that God sends, be open, right? Number two, you'll never know if you never know if you don't find out. So be open to opportunities. And then number three, you want to analyze that if you have tried it before and you have failed, you got to analyze why. Absorb information. Learn. You decided and you realize that you are hungry, willing, and coachable, and you have tried it before and you would like to try it again, or you're trying to look for that opportunity, then you are. So you need to look at what the successful people are doing, identify what it is that you are, what it is that you want to be, and who are these successful people, and then begin the journey. Begin the journey, because if you don't start, you'll never get there, right? If you don't start, you'll never get there. And that brings us to where we are right now. Okay, so the best thing I can tell you guys from my experience is that I knew I wanted to do something better. Before I found that, I wasted a lot of time. I wasn't being my better self. I went through so much problems before I started getting really responsible in life and Just like, hey, I may have a talent. Why don't I nurture it? I want family. Why don't I act like it? I want good things in my life. Why do I always continue to make the same mistakes? So it requires for us to make changes, radical changes, right? We talked about this last week. Make radical changes to get radical results, right? You can't continue doing the same thing over and over and expect different results. So one of the best investments I've made is looking into myself, personally developing me, trying to grow myself, and finding out who I am. Now that I found out who I am, you know, I've embarked in this $1 billion mindset. The $1 billion mindset is that I would like to make $1 billion a year. I would like to make $500,000 a month or whatever, right? Whatever your goals are, whatever your aspirations are to start, it could be as easy as, you know what? I want to make an extra $500 a month. That's very common. Right? That's a very common goal, and that's very doable. That's actually one of my favorite goals when you first start a business, because once you start seeing that extra 500 could be for paying all your bills, certain bills or certain credit cards, right? Building credit. The 500 can be something that you can be saving. That extra 500 can be something that you can be investing. Those are things that people have problems with all the rent they pay, the gas, the prices, the taxes, all the money that gets taken out from their gross pay. Um, you know, it could be that money that you can put aside to have a couple of vacations a year. We work so hard, we don't have time for ourselves and our loved ones. We don't have time to go enjoy ourselves. Sometimes all we need is a little break, a massage, and we're gonna continue being successful. But we get into depressions, we get into like midlife crisis or different type of things because we're just not giving enough to ourselves. Right? Give to yourself, love yourself. So that extra 500 can be used in education to expand. So sometimes all it takes is to have a simple goal like making $500 a month, and many people have decided, made that decision, and they're now millionaires, billionaires, right? So you realize that with your job, working 40 hours a week, 40 years of your life, you're not going to become a billionaire. You might be middle class or a little bit above, depending what kind of job you have. You realize that going to school, it's putting people in debt and not paying enough for the money they're making. The struggle is real. Now you have all these other opportunities, people making money with NFTs, with crypto, with investments. More than ever are people in the stock market. Everybody and their grandmother has an app, has a Robinhood app or Coinbase or all these different apps. Everybody got into it. It's crazy. I couldn't believe it. A couple of years ago, it was a few, but now it's like everybody comes at me like, I don't even talk about it because I do my own thing. And then people bring it up and they're like, oh, this and that. Like, what? Everybody has that. And they're like, yeah, I just put 20 bucks, 15 bucks, 50 bucks, 100 bucks. They're scared. They don't know what they're doing. They're not looking for information to see what the potential really is, right? So pretty much everybody, so many people out there are wondering what the hell they're going to do because, hey, guess what? We got to wake up to the situation. When everybody lost their job during the pandemic, it's time to reinvent yourself. So as I look into myself, I realize that I am one that likes to help others. That is my vision. That is part of my mission. That is who I am. That is what I love to do. I love to give back. I go live I'm giving you part of my time, of my day right now to you, sharing this with you. So whatever my business is, whatever it is that I try to do for myself, since we're talking about business, right? It has to be associated with helping others somehow, right? And there's many ways to do that. So again, stick to the things that you love, stick to the things that you like, stick to the things that go with you so you can be successful in the business. You're not going to be selling something or offering something that you don't believe in, that you conflict with, that you hate, or something that doesn't work for you. It's just for money, right? Otherwise, just go to work. Some people hate their jobs, but they need the money. That's why they go to work. That's their motivation, right? And they can't even perform at their job great. There's nobody like somebody who loves their job. He's like, wow, that barista was amazing. That server, that cook, this customer service person was just amazing. They love their job. And you can tell it because they're happy and they help you out so well. They make you feel so good. That's priceless, right? That's a beautiful thing to see. But guess why most of us don't really act like that at work? Because we're doing it for the money. We have a job because we need to. We don't love what we do, right? Not the truth for everybody, but it happens a lot more, right? So find out who you are and find out what can work for you. Now that you found that out, you need to start learning, 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 growing, 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 right? That is one of the most important things to do. And that's why I go live Monday through Friday, giving you guys motivation and growth and personal development and value so you guys can grow. So whatever it is that you're doing could be better and best. Now, I want to leave you guys, and I hope I wasn't all over the place. I try to reel it in and keep it together. If you want more of this information or you want this in more of a formal training, I can give you this in a formal training with notes because that's what I do as well. So I can easily just give you this in a formal training with notes so we can keep it a little bit more organized. This is more like a conversation and a chat, me going live, offering you some value. Hopefully it makes sense. But I want to end it here. I want to give you guys a quick tip, one quick thing, if it doesn't escape my mind. One quick thing I want to tell you guys. All right, here it is. I know not everybody is such a extrovert. A lot of us are introverts, right? So if you don't know what that means, is like some people are social butterflies, people person. Some people are more to themselves. That's okay. That's who your personality is. That's what you've been used to. Who knows? You can change. Sure, you can change, right? When you have the right motivation, you can change, right? So maybe you're lacking the right motivation to change that, to make that change. But in business, in life, in business, conversations and being social and getting to know people and having connects is super important. Super important. So keep that in mind that whatever it is that you start doing, it's going to require you to be social. Let's say you have a business, word of mouth is one of the best things. People like your services, they pass it on to other people. People who like to talk do their job for us to pass on the information, to share the information. Some people are naturally like that. Some of us are more shy. We can't speak in public. I don't want to go live. I don't even want to post. I don't want to tell people about my business because I'm afraid of rejection. That's not going to work out for you. You're going to have to step outside your comfort zone, which is another great, amazing tip. I want you guys to get ready. If you want to build a business, you want to get somewhere in life, step outside your comfort zone. Okay? Get ready to grow and become the best version of yourself. Try something different. Make radical changes to get radical results. And get to know people. Talk to people. Love on people. Like people. Communicate with people. Add people. Become friendly. That is something super important. I always say it's great to have connections in every department in life, in everything. Need an electrician? I got the guy. Need a cable? I got the guy. Troubleshooting IT issues, computer issues? Boom, I got the guy. For everything. Great to know people everywhere and be able to network with them, right? There's nothing wrong with it. It's actually a great thing to do. Human beings being social. That's the whole point of social media as well. For people to be social. You guys have issues with the algorithm? Is you're not being social enough. Yeah, they read into what your intentions are in social media, right? So, anyways, I hope that all of this made sense. And if not, I can break it down to you a lot easier, a lot softer, a lot more organized. But this is my life for today, this Friday. $1 billion mindset, where it all starts, and how can we get that off the ground. We'll be seeing you guys on Monday. Thank you guys for all the love and support, the great wishes on this Thanksgiving, the love to my page, everything you guys do for me. I really appreciate it. I'll be seeing you guys on Monday, where we're just going to continue talking about personal development, value, and all of that good things. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys Monday. Bye.